Nafisa, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, you've written an interesting article in the latest edition of Forbes Africa, delving into how lockdown is already having an impact on how employers are planning for the short-term and long-term future. What did you find interesting about their response?
So I chatted to both Edelman and Sage, and they both share similar sentiments that real estate is one of their biggest expenses. And now that staff is working remotely, they're no longer going to need that much space. So, and also the cost savings are now going to be passed on to the clients. And they don't seem to be, they're not wanting to return to the office as soon as possible. So it's a good thing. It's a good move.
Now the word that stood out for me in that article and the various people you spoke to was trust. How the necessity to have staff work from home has shown employers that they can trust their employees now that they've seen that they can perform their duties and meet their deadlines without having to be under one big roof. But there are also potential benefits for employees as a result of this very real-time social and economic experiment that we're all living through.
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest benefits for anyone working from home right now is not sitting in traffic, not paying for petrol, not paying any car admin and related costs. But also similarly, everybody is more productive now, and employers have noticed this. And there's no office politics, no distraction from coworkers. So people are very focused. And flexibility is also giving people a better work-life balance.
Now let's talk nuts and bolts. I recently saw on a big online shopping portal that one of their top-selling products was a webcam. So the ability to do video calls and conferencing, of course, becoming an imperative for this work-from-home movement. Working remotely has been a normal for you for a long time, but it's new for so many other people. What are some of the gadgets which you think would be very helpful for those getting used to this new normal?
So I think a laptop stand is very useful. You don't want to strain your neck. An ergonomic mouse if you're on your PC the whole day. Noise cancelling headphones, obviously, for those Zoom calls and Microsoft Teams and all your video calling. And also an external monitor if you find your laptop screen is too small and it's just not working for you. But also at the same time, a very comfortable office chair is very important. And I think if you're working from a communal space like your dining room, you might want to consider buying a separate desk just so that you have a little dedicated space for you, even if you put it in the corner of one of your rooms in your house.
Now, I suppose also it's important for that separation of a workspace and your home and social space as well. And I believe that's where some apps are quite helpful. Mindfulness and health apps have become a go-to for employers and employees wanting to ensure the wellness of everybody. Are there any productivity apps or apps that you think could help people both keep their deadlines and also just keep their peace of mind during this time?
Yes, so some of the companies I spoke to have actually been paying for well-being app, and there's so many other. There's another app called Calm, but for productivity, you can use Google Suite of apps and Microsoft Teams. There's a lot of collaboration tools, and if you're doing more project management stuff, you can use Asana or Trello. And cloud apps like Dropbox is great for sharing big files instead of emailing them.
Now, Nafisa, you've been a tech journalist for a very long time. Have you found it quite interesting to see how people have now, out of necessity, had to get into gadgets and technology as they now have to have a big part of their lives work remotely, but still stay in contact with family and friends and, of course, with the office as well?
Yes, because I've actually written about the workplace of the future years ago, and I'm seeing it only happening now because they're forced to do it because they have to work from home. So I love how people are finally realizing that technology is the driver and you need to just switch to everything digital, everything online, and you can still work. It doesn't matter where you work from.
Fascinating stuff. Thank you so much, technology journalist Nafisa Akabor. You can just Google her. She's got a great website where she also puts up all of the work that she's working on, some interesting articles, very helpful during this time as we operate in this new normal. We thank her for her time.